and welcome to Knit All the Things. My name is Laurel. I'm also known as West Maven on Instagram, Ravelry, and here. If you're new, this is a space where I talk about all the things I'm knitting, all the things I want to knit, all things yarn, just all the things. And if you're returning, welcome back, Knitting Bestie. I can't wait to catch up with you. In this week's episode, I'm going to talk all about my finished sweater, the Look at My Holes by James Watts, and tell you my honest thoughts and feelings and give you all the details about the pattern so you can decide if you want to knit one too. I also have an update on my Polka Dot Summer Cardi, a pattern by Midori Hirose. I have already knit one. It's a little bit behind me, but I am making my second because I loved the pattern so much. And this time I'm going to tell you a little bit what I'm going to do differently, I think. So grab your knitting, get cozy, and let's go. So just so you guys know, I am filming this a little bit differently than I normally do. I have my dogs in the room, which they're always here, but it is evening and sometimes that has different strange noises for them. So hopefully we'll keep them quiet and I can edit out any noise, but they are here with us, as are my kids and everybody upstairs. So hopefully it'll be quiet. But if you hear any strange bumps, that's what's going on. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm wearing. I am wearing the Look at My Holes, a pattern by James Watts. This is, I believe, the original pattern. There is a few different versions of this. This is a pattern that is written for sport weight yarn, and I believe, oh, I can't remember the gauge right now. I'll have to pop it on the screen. But it's a very simple raglan. It has this really fun lacy pattern. I really loved this collar and hem and the armbands. I can't think of the name of it, but I really liked this style of all the ones he has. There's another one I think called Batwing that's really nice as well. So a little bit about the pattern. James writes really very clear, easy to follow patterns. I really like his pattern writing style. I feel like you are given everything that you need to have a successful, happy knit. So I always think that's really great when looking at patterns. Like, I do believe that even though this is lace and all these different things, that there's enough information there that if you are newish to knitting garments, that this wouldn't be difficult. I definitely think you could do it. I think the bigger part would just be reading your knitting and making sure that you're, not getting extra holes. But honestly, if you did, like, no one's gonna know because there's so many. So it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It is a raglan style sweater, and I chose to knit mine in Ritual Dyes Undine in the DK weight. They had a sweater in their store that was knit with, I believe it's called Robinson by Durum Natura, and it's a thicker yarn. It's a cotton thicker yarn, and I really just enjoyed the way it felt and the way it looked, and it was thicker than the pattern suggested, but it's what actually drew me to the pattern to begin with. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. It blocked out really nicely. I have to say their dyed black is a really nice, solid black. It's actually called Obsidian, and I really think that they do just an excellent job. One kind of cool thing about Ritual Dyes is that they've moved their shop, and because they've done that, it's sort of like going to a restaurant where you can kind of peek into the kitchen, because their dye studio is right behind the store with windows, so you can actually see them busy at work in there, which I think is super fun, and it kind of gives an even more specialness to the yarn. So I'll stand up so you can see this beautiful neckline and everything. I think it just turned out so nice. I did follow, I believe, the direction for the sleeve length, but I did lengthen the body because I just don't do cropped. I probably could have happily done one less repeat and probably would be just slightly better fitting, but that's completely on me. And because I lengthened it, I did need 2 skeins of the Undine DK. That yarn is 273 yards. So it is a very, it's a very healthy yardage for that yarn. And like I said, the Obsidian is just fantastic. I love that they have added a black to that lineup. what else can I say? I think that's about it. I really, again, it was a very quick knit because there are so many holes. You get to see your progress. So if you're feeling a bit like you want to be able to cast on and wear a summer garment this summer, this is a perfect one because you do kind of whip through it so quickly and it just fits great. It's very comfortable. Yeah, I can only say nice things about it. It is a bit funny. It's a very different pattern than the one I'm about to show you, but it does also have holes. So apparently I'm into dots, polka dot type patterns. So the latest cast on that I have is the Polka Dot Summer Cardi by Midori Hirose. Right now I have the back panel and the first little bit of the front. I have still I think I have 16 more rows on the front before I join the sleeves. No, not sleeves. I joined the front and the rest of the body together underneath the arms. And this particular pattern has just really, really nice detail. When you pick up for the front from the back, you actually pick it up purlwise and it gives this really beautiful effect. I will also say, if you see here and here, I know I've mentioned this before, but trust me, I really don't want you to miss it. If you are casting this on at very early on in the pattern, like the second thing it tells you to do after cast on is to mark these spots. That is because it is for picking up the stitches and it'll give you, you know, an easy, not having to count or figure it out way of picking up stitches. So I love that it has this beautiful detail. I love the polka dot situation. It's actually funny to me because I would feel, because I knit this one first, which I'll grab in a minute to show you, but I knit that, then I knit this. Now I'm knitting another one. So that tells you something, that both of these patterns are really easy to do. You don't really need to be following them. I mean, follow the pattern obviously, but you don't have to pay attention so closely. I, right now in my phone, just have where I'm marking off where I'm at on the PDF itself to keep track of increases. But even that, if you kind of have an idea of how it's going, you can even see that it tells you like how many stitches you need at the end, so you can really keep track of where you are if you've somehow lost your spot in your knitting, which I really like. And sometimes patterns have that and sometimes they don't. And if they don't, you can kind of see how many increases you've done and like add it up yourself, but it's just nice to have it right there for you. Hopefully I will get some more of this knitting done. I've been slowly working on this. Do I have it with me? Oh, I have it with me. A sock and a secret project. And this one has been really nice because of the weight of yarn. It is really, I feel, easy on my hands. I'm currently using my Addi needles because I'm using the same needle on my other project and it's working out fine. Sometimes the Addis, if you're unfamiliar, they have this really nice join where it clicks and turns. And when I was really brand new to knitting, I wanted this because I was like really intimidated for whatever reason, the screw together needles. Now I absolutely love my Chalgoos and my Luca needles. I think they're all really nice, but that was something that I was concerned about and I'm really not. I've had them pop open on me before, but it's very rarely. So yeah, that is what I have been working on. The yarn is Wandering Flock. This is the Cotton Lino. It has a blend of cotton, linen, alpaca, and silk. And it is just such a nice yarn. This is the colorway Khaki. I will say, let me grab the other sweater and we'll talk about the yarn a little bit. So this is the Wandering Flock Navy, and it's the same Cotton Lino. I love Geraldine's work. I like all of her pastel colors and everything, but they're just not as wearable for me as some of the darker colors. So I love that she now has some of these darker colors. The navy, the khaki, she has a chocolate, There's like a really pretty burnt sienna, and I believe there's one called rust, which is kind of leans a little more reddish, like a mahogany color. It's really beautiful. I don't think of a cotton lino, but in her wool. So this is the navy one. This is the finished sweater. I think as far as changes go, what I might do is I might lengthen just by like a row or two the button band, so it's just slightly thicker. I think I like how it is now, but I think it might be nice to have it come up just a little bit higher. I don't think I'm going to change the length of the arms. I actually absolutely love where they are, and I marked them with stitch markers and took a picture so that I can easily glance at the picture and see, like, I'm going to throw out a random number. I put markers in every 10 stitches, so maybe like 90 rows or whatever. So it'll be easy for me to do it'll be easy for me to do the sleeves on the second one, and probably quicker just because I'll be knowing exactly how many rows I need to do instead of that like unknown. What else? I think I really like how the lengths of the cuffs and the hem and everything are, and I really do like the length of the sweater. I think my natural inclination is to knit really long, but this one hits me in such a nice spot, and I think it's super flattering, so I will probably make sure that I am doing the same length of this one. But yeah, I think the main tweak that I'll make that is a bit different is making this just slightly wider. So here's the navy again. I really like it a lot. And then here's the khaki color with that. So let's talk about the khaki color. I'm gonna hang this up. So I feel so silly saying this because it is kind of an unhinged thought. So I love this color in the skein. I love this color, I think, to wear. For some reason, knitting this color, it's like not a color I like to knit. I don't know why. It's like the funniest thing because I really like color. When I look at the skein, it's so beautiful. But for whatever reason, knitting, I'm like not loving the color. I'm loving it. I know I'll love it when it's done, but it's just the funniest thing to me that I almost have like an aversion to this color knitting it. It's I can't explain it other than that. Color aversion. Have you had it? Is there a color that kind of makes you like go, ooh, I don't really want to knit this? I don't know. But I do think it's pretty and I am excited to wear it. It's just for whatever reason, like having to look at it, I'm not enjoying it. I can't think it's kind of crazy to say, but that's how I'm feeling. Let's talk a little bit about, oh, also before we move on, if you have any questions about the Polka Dot Cardi, since I am knitting this a second time and I'm knitting it currently, and you are knitting it, please shoot those questions to me so I can answer them. I don't often do this, but I do want to help in any way I can. And so if there is something about the pattern or any sort of question, even if you're like, which color should I do? Send me a message. I would love it. I believe, and I'm not exactly sure because I haven't played with it too much, but YouTube now has a messaging thing. And I'm so excited because I love seeing your guys' comments and I try to reply to them when I can. But having a little quick messenger, I can't tell you how excited I am. Like, it makes me so happy. So if you don't see that on your app, I would just refresh it or update it and see if that pops up for you. And let me know. Or say hello. Okay, so I thought I lost the sock. Okay, so I am currently using Lana de Nord. I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. It's a stripy yarn that they have. I really love this. The way that this sock is turning out is so pretty. I really like the colors. The cool thing is it just happens, and I'm sure they've done this on purpose, but this is where I'm going to be cutting in my heel. So I don't know if they do that on purpose, but if they do, amazing. So I am working on this, and it was my husband's birthday and Father's Day, and I was like, by the way, I did knit you a sock that you can't wear because it doesn't have a heel. And I'm currently working on the other one. So this one will be a new like purse pal for a while after, well, probably now, so that I can get him his second sock, hopefully before Christmas. At least that's so terrible. It is bad. I feel bad because I don't normally get bored of socks. And this one, for whatever reason, I'm like, oh look, I got to see all the stripes. That's all. I don't need to see a second sock. And I will be honest, I have only one other time, and I don't remember doing it, cut in a heel. So I feel like it's a bit intimidating. Although I have completely like cut a sweater and like knit and then reattached it, no problem. So I know I can do it. I know it's not difficult, but I haven't done it. So it'll be exciting. And maybe if you are interested in what that looks like, I could film at least starting the cutting process. So let me know. Also, if maybe it is the best heel that I've never knit. So if it's one of your favorites, tell me. But right now I am using just a vanilla sock pattern. One that I highly recommend if you are new to sock knitting or you're just looking for a quick pattern is the I'm So Basic sock by Summerlee. She has tutorials in it, and it's just a really great reference that I even peek at sometimes just to remember like, oh, what was the stitch count? That type of thing. So I have made several of these pairs for my husband. This time I am trying something new. So for the toe, so far, I am gonna cut in with, or do this for the heel. This is Lang Jawool Superwash, and it is basically what, navy, right? And yeah, it's superwash. Okay, it's just a plain like navy yarn, but the cool thing about these is they come with darning thread or like an additional reinforcement thread for their socks. And the way that you get it, it's like jammed inside of the skein and you have to like fish it out. But I decided to use it for the toe. So the toe does have that reinforcement thread on it. And I am going to do it for the heel because I do feel like this wool is a bit thin, and I am kind of nervous because he does destroy socks. So we'll see what happens when this is done and he's worn it. But I hope that this gives us a little bit more wear rather than having big holes, because he gets them both in the heels and the toe. And there's many socks that I've repaired, some that I've like cut off. Did I cut off a heel already for that? I might have cut out a heel and just redid it. So we'll see. Hopefully it works. If you have any other tricks, I'm up for it, because I don't really like, he does like to wear the socks and I want to keep making them for him, but it's also a little disheartening to see the sock get destroyed right away. So hopefully this will give this sock a little bit more use, and yeah, we'll find out. So I still need to do the cut and heel, but maybe I'll finish the other sock first and then we can do it all together. So then I'll have them both done and make sure that they're both correct. So that is that. Then I've been working on the secret project. I will show you maybe part of the back. So I have been knitting and I haven't gotten very far because I did make a mistake and had to go back. I'm currently knitting with Good Yarns yarn, and I am holding 2 strands of this cashmere that's like thread cashmere. Guys, I'm not wearing my glasses, so why I'm trying to read this, who knows? Yeah, I really can't read it, but it is just, I think, plain cashmere, but it's thread weight, and then I'm holding it with 1 strand of this Surrey alpaca. And I really find these colors super interesting, and as a finished item, interesting. Let me see if I can find my swatch, because the cashmere is actually called wood smoke. It's a brown, and then this is a black cherry. So it's kind of an interesting, I think. It doesn't look marled because they are close in color, but it does give a bit deeper and more depth in color to the yarn itself. This is the Surrey held double, and this is the one strand of Surrey and the cashmere. And just even like the drape on this is insane. Like, it is going to be such a like drapey, really nice sweater. And I just absolutely love the color that this one is turning into. So I don't know if you can tell the difference so much, but this one you can see a bit more of the purple, and this one I feel like really melds the brown and the dark cherry together so nicely. So I'm very excited to get a little bit more done on this, and the more time that goes by, I will give details, but I have been working that in the background, and it does have beading, and I really enjoy it because you're not like beading every row, so you do have breaks from the beading, and it's really nice. I love the beads that I am using. They are, well, I have little things in there, but they are a Aurora Borealis finish, kind of amethyst color. So I feel like I have a lot of colors going on in this one, but they all are like really playing well together, and I really think it's going to be an outstanding top, and I really can't wait to share more with you. As far as that goes, I have a couple of like funky little projects that I'm not quite ready to share, but I think next week I will have a little bit more progress done so I can share them with you. And I'm gonna just be probably working on my polka dot cardi, trying to get through that, at least get the front and back panels done and together. Yeah, and then it'll just be on to stockinette, which is always so much fun. I really, really enjoy it. I really don't have a ton of other knitting or projects together. This weekend, I'm going to be spending with my family and just relaxing, so I'm filming this a tiny bit early, and I hope that you guys will try out the messaging feature and let me know how it works. I did move around. I felt, I'll tell you guys this since you guys are the real knitting besties and you're here at the end. I did move I have a monitor on my camera, and oftentimes when I'm editing, I see myself looking over to it a lot. And so for this time, I decided to just close it so I can't see it, and I would like feedback if you guys noticed or you don't care or whatever, because I wanted to feel like I'm more present with you, and sometimes I find that to be a distraction, if you will. However, if I was trying to show something up close and it wasn't zooming in properly or like properly focusing, then I won't know. So this was our little test run. If it goes well, then I'll just continue to do this, because I do prefer just speaking to you guys as opposed to like getting distracted off to the side. If we're not yet knitting besties, please make sure to subscribe, and please like this video. It tells YouTube that other fiber enthusiasts like yourself enjoy this type of content. Until next time, make some yarn magic. Bye!